when you finally achieve something that you've been wanting to achieve since a very young age, it's quite overwhelming. It took a very long time for me to realise that I was world champion, because I think you know how much hard work goes into it, and then when it finally happens, you can't quite believe it. Okay. So going into the start of 2013, I knew I was in very good shape because I ran 32:39 for 10 kilometres in March. I flew out to San Diego, and that's where I got my first ever World Series podium. And from there, really, the year just snowballed, and I guess as each race went by, I got a little bit more confident. But I never really thought that I'd finish the year as the world champion. It definitely came as a surprise. I think the first time it happens, you sort of panic a little bit. You think, oh gosh, I'm not used to being in this position and I shouldn't really be here. But I've always known that I can run as fast as those girls. I've come from a running background, so for me, I just felt like I was fulfilling my potential and finally being where I should be in a race. The setup that we have in Leeds is very good. We're very well supported by British Triathlon.
The environment in Leeds is great, and that's where she wanted to come and train. She inspires everyone every day. The hard work she puts into her training is amazing.
Everyone just works really well together to make sure that the environment that we have for training is just right, and I think that's why you see so many people doing well from Leeds. You know, it's unusual for an athlete in Leeds not to work hard, which I think is maybe not the same for other training groups. So just got back into training and everything was going really, really well. I was very fit in February of 2014, and then in March I was racing a 10K and I tore my plantar fascia. It led to a few other problems, but it meant that I had to miss the whole season, which was very disappointing.
Obviously, it was really upsetting to see your training partner and one of your best friends get an injury. I don't think anyone would have managed to have coped with the injury she got as well as she did.
There was a period where I wasn't allowed to do anything, so I had to completely rest, but then gradually I started to do a bit more, and you know, it wasn't long before I was able to ride my bike and swim all the time, but it's taken a very long time for me to get back to running. You know, I guess you don't really know how well that translates into racing until you race, but I feel much stronger on the bike, and my swimming is much more consistent now. You know, in a way, maybe I'll come out of it stronger. I never really let it get me down. I never wanted to be unhappy because I was injured. There was a few days that were quite hard, but generally I kept a good perspective on it, and you know, no one can be injured forever, so I knew I would eventually be able to get back and eventually start racing again.